Alrighty, traders, so it's a little later on in the day, but as you guys can see yesterday, well, earlier this morning, we did make a profit. We were up almost $400. We took 3 trades. We added on to 1 trade. Not a good decision. So I'm going to just show you guys the winning trade that I took today. I took 2 L's back to back and then a dub trade. Definitely kind of over leveraged on those first 2 trades, especially the first one. I was only wanting to risk 250. I instead risked around 400 and something dollars. Took a smooth L, closed out quick. Price went back to break even. And then I took another trade in the same direction for buys. Next thing I know, stopped out again. So we finally took a good trade almost very soon after that when a supply zone pulled up. So I just want to show you guys the trade that I took. Okay, so starting off the day, we were bullish starting off. Well, we were up here. I don't remember what it was. I'm not gonna lie. But moving down, we were creating our support and resistance levels. We had a level up here. We have kind of this level here where price stopped. We're going to go down to the 1 hour to see the cleaner levels of that. Okay, as we go down to the 1 hour, we can see clearly this top level. Price didn't quite tap it, but it was very close. Here's that level there. I think I did mark this one out on the 1 hour too, because we can see that obvious disturbance in price from moving, right? So now we're going to drop down to our 5 minute where we can see the cleanest of what market was doing. We had a very solid resistance level right here, and market was wicking it right before. This is our 5 minute time frame. In before the market opened today, we had 8:30 news. Then market started to, chop around in a range a little bit. And so I don't know why I did, but before 9:30, I dropped down to my 1 minute. It might have been a little after. What was it? 9:30. Yeah, no, it was. It was right before 9:30. I dropped down to my 1 minute. Probably not going to do that again. I'm only going to do that if we have an instance like my very first day of trading where on the 5 minute candle, there were consistent bullish candles. Otherwise, vice versa, consistent bearish candles. So we dropped down to the 1 minute here. And again, I saw us ranging in this levels in this area. So I marked a resistance zone up here where price was failing to break through, and then a support zone where price was failing to break below. And then around 9:30, that's 9:32. So as you guys can see, around 9:30, we got this candle that's still inside the range. So do we know what price wants to do? No, not really. But in my mind, I saw this beautiful demand zone created. And then we had a tap of that demand zone and a break of candle. And of course, this trade did not work out in my favor. The 1 to 2 would have been somewhere way up there. When I stopped out, I just stopped myself out early, kind of right here. As you can see, let me just delete these real quick. Stopping myself out early, price went back to kind of my entry point. So I was down by then. And then I took another buy, basically the same trade setup, once we got another break of the candle, strong break of the candle to the upside. Again, I got the direction wrong today. I took a fat L on those 2 trades. But then I started noticing, even like before I started my live, I was like, price probably wants to go down before it goes up. Did I wait on that? No. Did I wait on that? No. So then I started peeping these supply zones. Market broke structure here, not very, very strong because of this wick. But then we got this really good break of structure and it broke through our support zone. So when it came back up, at this point, I was down on the day. So I waited a couple minutes. We got a tap of the zone. I was really hesitant. It started going even higher. I was really hesitant. And then this next candle printed and we got a break of this candle. So I was like, let's just enter. Let's enter. So as you can see, this is a 2.8 risk to reward, a TP 2.8. So there's TP1, kind of off in this area, TP2, kind of off in this area, but I took a little bit further to around 2.8 of my TP. I did this because we had some demand levels way down here that price could have went to. As you can see, price bounced through some support and resistance levels. Structure is super important when it comes to trading. Like, if you don't master anything, master structure, because structure is like the foundation of most trades, right? So price tapped this zone, broke down below, hit this support level, bounced back to this resistance level, bounced through that support level, tapped it again, retested it after breaking through it again, and kept dropping down, breaking levels and breaking levels and breaking levels, and just kept falling. But today I took a piece of the pie of what I wanted to take out of the markets, which was to give me a green day. I didn't want to be greedy because I had already traded 3 times, and I was like, I just need what I need. So for me, I'm just going to draw it out for you guys. The basis of my trading is supply and demand, right? So I'm looking for market to trend. I'm looking for market to go either down, creating lower lows, creating lower highs. This is a trending market. So we're going to do the same thing for vice versa. If it was trending upwards, bullish market, we're looking for higher lows and higher highs, right? So in this instance, we were looking for this bearish system. So we're going to go back here just a little. And so what we're always looking for a supply zone is we want price to come back to this zone. We want price to come back here, tap, and then drop a little further. Same thing. Now this is a new level because we broke structure. So let's back it up just a little bit. This level was only created because, no, we'll go back. One more time, guys, one more time. This level was created because this high right here pushed far down and pushed further down than this low. So we're going to create this as a break of structure. Because market pushed through this low, we are now going to draw this zone on our charts. Does it count? Can we make a zone right here if price did not break this low? No, that's a liquidity trap. Do not make your supply zone until market has shown you that it wants to continue in this direction by going lower than this low. And we saw that even here. We saw this break of structure. So this could have been another zone right here. But we get it here. We break structure. This could have been another zone right here. We broke structure. So as we're breaking structure to the downside, that's when we want to start creating our supply zones. Opposite for going up. So as we can see, I marked out this demand zone because price broke all these levels and shot up. So that's kind of a place where I was aiming to. I wanted a little bit more than the TP2 just to cover up my losses from the day. And market was able to give it to us and take even more. So that's just the basis of this trade today. That total of that is, why does that keep happening? Okay, I think we're getting it, guys. Maybe it's my bracelet. Okay. So basis of today, I thought that we were bullish. I was wrong. And I'm okay with being wrong. It took me a very long time to get to this point, but I'm okay with being wrong. I just need to make my next move smarter. Did I do that for my second trade? No. But at the end of the day, we cleaned it up. We noticed, okay, market is not pushing higher. You can even see it kind of right here. Market is just breaking structure to the downside, breaking structure to the downside. And if you ever have trouble seeing what market looks like with the candles, it looks messy, it looks like a chart is messy, go ahead and come to your line chart and you can see clearly here. You can clearly see that this low, this high right here is lower. You can clearly see that this high went to a lower high and then we just kept going down. I got a little tongue twisted, but we're going to clean it up. This high is lower than that high. 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 So what does that mean? We're bearish. And then this low goes lower and goes lower and goes lower. So if you ever have troubles finding structure, one of the most important things in your trading strategy, go ahead and use the fancy line chart right there. I'm going to go back to candlesticks because obviously that's what I use to see my trades. But yeah, that pretty much summarizes my trade. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave a comment below, and hopefully I can get that answered for you. Until the next one.